Dyson fan helped me catch my wife's affair. I need to send letter of thanks. We've been married for 17 years and have no children of our own. Before our marriage, she was divorced once and had 2 kids, both of whom I assisted in raising, now 28, 23. In my perspective, we've only encountered small hiccups and concerns. We've communicated with each other via an open door. Whether it's work-related concerns and venting, sexual issues, or just how we're feeling. We often simply sit on the sofa and chat about life and philosophy in general. We had a fantastic connection and a really heavy, rewarding sex life in my opinion. We are both in terrific physical condition and live a healthy lifestyle. I work in the medical sector and, owing to circumstances, have been putting in a significant amount of overtime over the last 5 months. She works for a law firm and has been working from home for the last 5 months. This has made things a little remote, although we are close on our days off. Last night, I changed the filter on our Dyson fan in our bedroom. I asked my wife if I could update the app and reset the change filter alert on her phone. Mine was charging near to the entrance door. I saw she had activated a pattern unlock and wanted to question her about it. A Snapchat notification appeared while I was looking for the app on her phone. As soon as I read the little tag, my stomach fell. "I'll bring the unique toy," it stated. My intellect recognized the words, but my mind just stopped working. She inquired what was wrong after I'd been sitting and staring at the bedroom fan for some minutes. My wife has an annual out-of-town conference that takes her 2 states away for 5 days every business quarter. I knew it had to do with my upcoming trip on Monday. For years, I've browsed Reddit anonymously. I've read hundreds of novels that started like this, and never once did I imagine myself sitting on my bedroom floor, chilly and puzzled. "Oh, just gathering information about the IP and router," I responded as I regained consciousness. This is how the fan interacts through the app. I have a Chromebook on which she signed on to Facebook the day before. I took a week off on short notice since my boss is a nice girl, and after I explained what I could have uncovered and had to do, I'm going to need time off. I've spent the whole night reading her conversations. She just left to go to the workplace, and I double-checked that Google location history was turned on and that my phone was turned on. I can't look at myself in the mirror because I'm so distrustful of everything she does. She had no idea I received the SMS notice. I went to Verizon's message system and signed in using her phone number and name. There are at least 15,000 messages, jokes, seductive photos, and even X-rated photos dating back to February of last year. She stopped messaging him in this manner around 3 months ago. I didn't stop texting him. But I did stop using the Verizon messaging app. I'm betting they went for Snapchat since it's more private. I'm not on any social media platforms in any capacity. I have no idea. I recently discovered that you can't use Snapchat using Facebook. However, all that is required is an email address and a password. And she's done it on this Chromebook. She used it only 3 nights earlier while laying in bed next to me, massaging my back as I fell asleep. She messaged him and sexted him while sleeping next to me. It's a younger coworker. He is married with 3 small children. He and his wife have a Facebook account. I've had 2 meetings with him. Shaking his fucking hand, I'm at a loss once again and have been pacing wandering through my home, which I custom built for her, for hours. I'm nearly deafeningly to what little I'm absorbing is nothing but white-hot wrath. I went on Snapchat, and there it was. I contacted my closest buddy, who has been divorced 3 times, don't even get me started on his partner choice, and he suggested a ruthless lawyer. I intend to record/save everything. There are pictures of them fucking each other. I'm sure her or his phone has video. I strongly want this to be a nightmare. She's said some heinous things about me. She's informed him about my fears. "I love you," she said. Because they haven't established any long-term plans, this seems to be a solely sexual relationship. Things nearly makes it better, but it also makes it much worse. It's as though she's squandering our lives for this. She understands that infidelity is a deal breaker for me. On the day she goes for her meetings, our customary procedure is for me to drive her to the airport and send her off with a lingering farewell. I can't bear the thought of what I have to do right now. My buddy recommends that I print the whole thing and see if I can retrieve anything from Snapchat. According to my understanding, I can't until I have her phone. I'm going to visit the lawyer today, and I'm paying a ludicrous amount to be in front of her appointment queue. Hit the ball going, and perhaps she'll have a plan of action. I'd want to schedule a trip and follow my wife to the hotel where she's staying in order to catch her in the act. I have access to her hotel booking choices and have designated myself as a contact person, allowing me to get a room key without telling her. When I go into town, I'm going to connect into the messaging apps and watch it all unfold in real time. I'd give her the papers if I could have them ready in time, but I'll simply give her the printouts. It's a 600-page PDF document. His wife agreed to be my buddy. I'm considering whether or not to send everything right now. I'm enraged. I really don't want to give up any ground. I'm flying there Monday afternoon, logging in to check what they discussed, getting a room key to my wife's room, and dropping off the box with my wedding ring in her room. I'm going to sit in the pub and watch my phone burn up in flames. I'll contact the AP and ask him to meet me in the lobby/bar and bring my wife down. Then inform him that a similar parcel addressed to his wife has been delivered certified mail to his residence, as well as a Facebook message, which I intend to send as soon as I inform him. I feel small and impotent. I want to rant and yell, but I can't. I couldn't bear seeing her in the eyes this morning, so all I could do was kiss her on the cheek. I have to get through the weekend somehow. I suppose I'm wondering whether my bitter, hate-fueled scheme is worth it. At this point, all I want to do is cause suffering. I want to emotionally harm her. I'm feeling eviscerated and emasculated. I will not accept an apology. This is the one act that cannot be forgiven. Cheating on someone necessitates a plethora of steps. They may all be halted till the sin is finished. Then it's finished. Should I go ahead and face her tonight? Or will you catch her? I doubt. I'll provide an update. I'm really considering never using social media again, and only being with a spouse who shares your goals for the future. Etta, I discovered the special toy. Keep in mind that we have a stash of adult fun gadgets. It had already been packed in her carry-on. It's one of those vibrators with a remote control. Those that can be operated via a smartphone app. It seems to be costly. I have a 90-minute meeting with the lawyer. I have no idea how to publish an update. I'm just finishing up my post on my meeting with the lawyer. She was kind and, dare I say, empathetic toward me. She told me flat out that her job was to represent me in this battle for my future, and my responsibility was to give her the whole truth while not making her job harder. I took the file to Kinko's and had it printed. Color cost $534 since I wanted the photographs to stand out. Thanks to Chris at Kinko's for not creating a fuss when the nudists began showing up. He inquired what it was all about, so I told him. He was surprised, but shook my hand and apologized. I went home and slept for about 3 hours before my soon-to-be ex-wife arrived home about 1930, as is customary. According to the lawyer, any Hollywood brawl at a hotel bar should be avoided, that it would seem out of place and unprofessional. So I apologized to everyone who was hoping for a high-octane drama. In the end, she's correct. When it comes to divorce, there are two options, contentious or uncontested. She said that I would have to tell my soon-to-be ex-wife that I had employed counsel, and that in order to continue, my soon-to-be ex-wife would have to either oppose the divorce or go through mediation and file from there. So she arrived home approximately 2 hours ago. I asked her if she had anything she wanted to speak about. She didn't say anything else except the election. She then inquired as to what was upsetting me. I wanted to weep, but in reality, I was crying out. I expressed my curiosity about what. She had a remote control vibrator in her suitcase. Her expression was more telling than anything I'd ever seen. She was pale and terrified. She started to sweat and breathe rapidly. I inquired as to why she would have anything like that, who was in possession of the code and the app to it. She stuttered, and the tears started to flow. As I brought out my 3 file folders of text conversations, I inquired whether the AP wife would be interested. She sobbed and begged to be allowed to explain. I told her she had 5 minutes to do the task. She couldn't, of course. I told her what my attorney had instructed me to tell her. I also informed her she had to go. She yelled that it was also her residence. I gently informed her that although that was possible, I would be informing everyone about her affair and treachery. Even the females will be aware of this. Alternatively, she may leave right now and get temporary housing. She'll be gone for a week at her work conference. She couldn't say anything. I quietly opened Facebook and showed her the wife of the AP. I asked whether you wanted me to inform her or if you wanted to do it right now. Tears, moans, and pleadings of I love you, and it wasn't intended to go this far. Then there's my personal favorite, you can't do this. I responded, Well, it seems like I'm doing it, as I sent the AP wife a mail with the file containing their antics. I began with my apologies and a quick explanation. I have not received a response from her. I flipped through the bundles of paper and began reading random portions to my soon-to-be ex-wife. I hope we could spend the day together. I just have you inside of me. You feel more intense than any other lady I've ever met. She is still weeping and pleading with me to talk about us. She claims that our marriage can endure her error. I told her I would never forgive her, that her word is worthless, and that she had thrown away the previous 17 years of her life. I'm still considering telling HR, and I'm going to inform everyone about her desire to terminate our marriage by cheating. Thank you to everyone who took the time to reply. I'm sorry I wasn't able to react to all of the PM and replies. On Tuesday, I have a therapy appointment. I'm feeling immensely thrilled, shaky, and horribly low right now. I almost want to die. Except for her sobbing and groaning, the house is rather silent. I advised her not to return after her vacation. I'm now issuing friend requests and attempting to get everyone on my page, so I'll simply send it that way. I'm going to put off calling the girls until the morning. I reared them since they were 11 and 6 years old. They are now 28 and 23 years old, respectively. I'm not sure what to say to them or how to deal with them.